We're at the BOK Center tonight, Darnell, where they're tearing down the chairs behind us, but guess what? It was another win, but this was a little different than most preseason wins. 96-91, but the starters got a lot of action in the last 5 minutes of the game when the game was on the line. Your impressions?
You know, they pulled it out. I think that was the main thing that you looked for. I mean, and it was against Miami's regulars. I mean, Dwayne Wade didn't play tonight. They gave him the night off, but Mario Chalmers, the starting point guard from last year, Michael Beasley, who's projected to be the starting small forward this year, Udonis Haslem, the starting power forward.
And a former All-Star that Brooks kept referring to.
Yeah, these guys were all playing, they were playing their regulars as well, so it's not like Durant, Green, Westbrook, these guys went out there and did it against some backups. They went out there and closed out the game defensively against their regulars, so that was an encouraging sign.
Yeah, I was referring to O'Neal. There was a bunch of other guys on the Heat. D. Wade wasn't there. But the funny thing was Durant referred to, he had a game-high 30 points. But he said, part of the reason you got to play me late in the game, I had 5 fouls. Right. He had 4 in the first half, picked up the 5th one in the middle of the third quarter. But it was as close to a regular season game finish-wise as you're probably going to see. So how did you really judge the defensive end, since that's what everybody's been concentrating on so much down crunch time?
Well, when you look at it, Russell Westbrook had a big, he calls Mario Chalmers, he drew an offensive foul on him. He came up with a big steal, went down the other end, made 2 free throws. So you look at things like that. I mean, they got deflections, they drew offensive fouls. I think things like that were encouraging signs, and that things that this team could build on for next game and going into the regular season, the opener 2 weeks from tonight.
Well, only the last 2 games have been on TV. You've seen all 4, including the first 2. What would you say has jumped out at you most about this team or an individual through 4 games so far? You
know, I think the defense is better. You look at it, they took a step back tonight. They had a little bit of a slip-up, giving up almost 50% shooting. But overall, they're rotating better. They're talking, they're helping. They're missing fewer assignments than they did last season. For a team that talked about it so much this preseason and training camp, they're actually coming out and doing it so far. And I think you have to tip your hat to them for doing that because they're in games, and if they continue to do that, they'll be in games for the regular season.
My last question will be Russell Westbrook, off to a terrific start heading into tonight, averaging 9 assists, best in the entire NBA in preseason through 3 games. Tonight, he had 7 assists, 4 turnovers. Last year, everybody would have taken that in a heartbeat. I mean, that's a good game for him last year. The way he's been playing in preseason, it was an average game. How did you view his play tonight?
Well, he was okay tonight. I mean, this was by far his worst game, and this was actually a solid game. He struggled from the field, 3 of 12 shooting tonight, but he also had 6 rebounds, so he's active, and I think that's the main thing you look for from Russell Westbrook. I mean, he's never going to be your slow it down, 2 dribbles and pass it kind of guy. He's going to be a guy who's going to come down and makes things happen with his athleticism. So he still had that tonight. He rebounded well. He did get his teammates involved, and I think for the most part, he's played well this preseason. That's what we're going to see in the regular season.
Thanks for joining us. If you want updates on Collison's injuries, why James Harden, the rookie, didn't play tonight, and this team's got 5 days off till their next back-to-backers on the road next week, be sure to read newsok.com.